So you have lost your spark. You're probably sitting there looking back on an old picture of yourself or a video or thinking back to a time and thinking, how do I get back to that? Like, what did I do wrong? I don't have any passion anymore. I don't have that excitement. I have no energy anymore. And you're looking back at this past version of yourself and thinking, what the heck? Who is she? At what point did I go from being this version of myself that had a spark to now this version who doesn't, this version that feels dull? And it sucks. It really freaking sucks. I am returning to YouTube right now as we speak. This is my return to YouTube video because I lost my spark. This is actually something that I have been working through for the past year plus. Last year especially, I felt like I lost my spark, and I have gone through everything that you're probably going through right now in terms of how do I get it back? What went wrong? How did I lose my spark? So I feel you. I feel you. And you might be new here, or maybe you've been following along the whole journey and you're like, Hallee, hello, you're back. I vanished for like a solid year from YouTube. I used to post every single day. Every single day I would post a short, and I was really pushing to grow my channel. But I hit a point of complete burnout, and that was back in 2020, like the end of 2022. To be honest with you, I am just now recovering fully from that level of burnout that I had. So along with the creative dark night of the soul, if you will, that I had over the past year plus, right when I thought I couldn't get any worse, Hurricane Hallee decided to flood my condo, and I have not had a stable living situation since. So it's been a roller coaster, but I'm very grateful for the support from my family, the support from my boyfriend, all the people that have helped me get through it, and I couldn't have done it without them. So gratitude's a game changer. That's your first lesson here, but let's talk about how you can actually get your spark back. Well, the funny news is, you actually don't get your spark back. You can't. You can't, because it's inside you. It never went away. That spark that you are associating with that past version of yourself, it still exists. You just have not been giving it energy. If fire needs air to ignite, you need to give your spark energy and care to make it ignite in the same way. So it's not gone. It's just fizzling really quietly. So instead of saying, how do we get it back? We're gonna say, how do we bring it forth? How do we bring that spark that's already within us back out? So first, there's two things that you want to remember. One is that life is relative. You can't have hot without cold. You can't have dry without wet. You can't have night without day. Whatever you want the analogy to be. There's always two ends to a spectrum. For us right now, it's spark, no spark. Without the way you're feeling right now, you could not have the bright, shiny, sparkly feeling that you had before, the spark that you lost. Without this dull, crappy feeling you're feeling right now, you could not have the other end of the spectrum. So that should give you some appreciation for where you're at right now, because the version of yourself you're looking back on, it wouldn't look as great as it does if you didn't feel as crappy as you do now. So congratulations. You can only go up from here. There's also the idea of the grass is always greener on the other side. What does that mean? Those pictures, those videos that you're looking back on of yourself, you probably weren't as happy and everything wasn't as perfect as you remember it to be. Everything looks better than it necessarily is. Think about Instagram. You know, the Instagram aesthetic. You see someone traveling, their grid is beautiful and aesthetic and curated, and you're gonna look at that and you're gonna think, wow, that person is living. I want their life. It seems perfect. Guess what? It's not. No one's is. Same thing goes for when you're looking back at this past version of yourself, whether it's a video, a picture, or you're just reflecting on a memory. Same thing goes. You are comparing yourself to something in the past. You're comparing yourself to a photo or a video, something that is not the actual memory that happened. It's not the actual thing that happened. It's your new recalled memory version of that. So you're probably making it seem better than it actually was. So just remember, the grass is always greener, and you might be placing a narrative on that video or that time in your life that is a little skewed. You might be romanticizing it a little bit too much. So, how do we bring forth our spark? It's actually super simple. It's actually really simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. The first thing that you have to do is you have to, as hard as it is, accept where you are right now. Accept your version of yourself for exactly how you are. One of the things I've been struggling with lately is acne. You can't tell because I have makeup on and the lighting's good, but I've been struggling with acne. And I have been beating myself up, looking back at pictures of when my skin was perfect. I'm like, why can't I get back to that past version of myself? But I will never get back to that past version. I will never get to clearer skin if I cannot accept this current version of myself. So as hard as it is, accept where you are and love yourself right now. The second thing you're gonna wanna do is audit your life. You're gonna make a list of the things that take away your energy and the things that give you energy. Make that list right now, grab a piece of paper, grab a journal, start that list, and then you're going to think about, of these things on that list, specifically of the things that take away your energy. What can you control? Which of those items can you control? Which of those items are in your control, and which of those items are out of your control? You're just gonna identify, like, in control, out of control, in control, out of control. And then once you do that, then you move on to step 3. You are going to accept the things on your list that you cannot change. It sucks sometimes. Some of those things on there, you might be like, like this is the thing that's causing me all of the anxiety, but I can't change it. The resistance to that is what's keeping you stuck. So accept that thing. Accept it as hard as it is, surrender. But then what you're gonna do next is you're gonna look at the things on your list that are in your control. Maybe you're spending too much time with a friend who's draining all your energy. Spend less time with them. That is in your control. Maybe you need to set a boundary with someone so that you can reclaim some of your energy. That is in your control. Maybe you still have to see that person, but you can set a boundary so that you aren't putting your energy the same way into that person, into that situation. And in tandem with that, you are going to do more of the things on the other side of the list, the things that give you energy. For me, it's dancing and singing and acting and anything creative. Improv, those things, like, I live for them, literally. So think about it for yourself. What are the things that give you energy, and how can you fit them into your day? Even if it's like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes will make a difference. 5 minutes a day. If you do it 5 minutes one time, probably not. But little changes over time are what are going to get you back on track. You don't have to suddenly spend 20 hours a day. That would be insane, like impossible. You don't have to spend 20 hours a day dancing. Do it once a week for an hour. Do it every day for 20 minutes, whatever works with your schedule, but do something. You are never gonna be the exact same as you were in the past. This is Sola, my parents' dog. Well, she's mine too. You gonna get your spark back? I'm gonna get your sparky back. That past version of you is still within you. However, you will never be exactly the same. You will never be exactly the same as you were 3 years ago, and that's amazing. You get to become a new version of yourself, a new iteration, some better, because guess what? You've been through this struggle now, and you know now how to intentionally get your spark back. So you're gonna be back and better than ever. So drop in the comments what you're gonna be doing to get your spark back. You might find other people with similar interests or who might be going through the same thing trying to get their spark back. I hope this video was helpful and I will see you guys in the next one.